Good morning, First United Methodist Church of Excelsior Springs. It is Pastor Shannon here with our weekly update for April 28th. And I want to take this time to tell you about our brand new sermon series that is starting this upcoming Sunday, May 3rd, and will go through the whole month of May. I'm calling it Crossing the Difference Divide. And it kind of came out of a conversation we had in our worship committee meeting a month or so ago about how just as a society, we have lost the ability to be able to disagree peaceably. I mean, I know that you see it in your social media, in your own conversations. As a society, we are so polarized and so divided. And we just have seemed to not have this ability to respect other people's opinions and choices if we disagree with them. You know, we've heard people say, well, you can't be a Christian and vote XYZ way, or you can't be a Christian if you believe this way about, religion or about the Bible. And it just is so hard right now to know how to deal with all of this divisiveness and conflict. It's in the media, it's on social media, it's in perhaps our families and relationships. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we as Christians, as Christ followers, can disagree peaceably in a world that is just so divided. So I have a few resources that I wanted to share with you, kind of informing this sermon series. And the first is where I got the title of the book. It's called 3 Practices for Crossing the Difference Divide. This was a resource that was recommended by our Bishop Bob Farr, and the Missouri Conference. It's a really quick book, and it's kind of got this like silly cover. It's like a cat and a dog fighting, like a cartoon cat and a dog. But this is like really practical and offers this method of being able to engage in conversation while maintaining your own views, but, practicing listening and understanding and empathy and curiosity for other views as well. And then I also got recommended this book by another United Methodist pastor. It's kind of got a clever title. It says, "I think you're wrong, but I'm listening." These two authors they host a politics podcast called Pantsuit Politics. They're 2 ladies, and they've been doing this podcast for going on 10 years. They've written 2 books. This is their first book that they wrote together. They have a second book that came out more recently called Now What? I read that one too. It's also excellent, but didn't necessarily relate to the sermon series. But I knew I was going to like this book because on the very, very first page of it, they have a quote from John Wesley, which says, "Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike. May we not be of one heart, though we are not of one opinion. Without all doubt we may. Herein all the children of God may unite, notwithstanding these smaller differences." So these 2 ladies are both Christians. They are both active in their churches as well as in political conversations, and they have a lot of really great things to say. And then the third resource I'm looking into, or I haven't quite finished it yet, I've maybe got like a chapter or so to go, is again another clever title. It's called Thou Shalt Not Be a Jerk, A Christian's Guide to Engaging Politics. It's by a pastor out of Seattle named Eugene Cho. And again, just really excellent guidelines and practices. And I actually have an extra copy of this book. I didn't realize I already had it on my bookshelf, and I bought an extra copy. So if any of you would like to read through this book, join me in reading it. It's yours to have or to borrow. Well, and just kind of in general, I always feel like my best sermon ideas and our best sermon series come out of your suggestions. So once again, this kind of was born out of a conversation I had with my worship committee. The same with the Big Question series we did earlier this year. Those were all questions that were submitted by you all, the things that you were wondering about faith and life and death and ghosts and the rapture. So just kind of going forward, if you have any ideas of what you are curious about in the Bible, what you want to know more about, if there's anything you think that we as a church or we as a community need to hear, I would love to know your ideas. Like I said, I think my best ideas always come from you all. So you can always hit me up, email me, text me, call me, and let me know if there's something that's on your heart that you think that we as a church should study and explore together. All right, I think that is all I have for this week. Don't forget, this Sunday is Graduation Sunday. It is Communion Sunday, and we will also be starting this new series, Crossing the Difference Divide, and I hope to see you then.